Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the very first episode of the Max Sterling Show, and I'm coming to you from San Diego's best kept secret. This is Comic Fest. That's right, because Comic-Con just isn't enough for us. Let's check it out. What is your personal definition of Comic Fest?
Personal definition of Comic Fest. Not Comic-Con. That's simple enough.
Pretty much. So, John, you've been doing a lot of stuff from for in the indie scene for quite a couple years already. What venues have you been to, and which one have you found the most success in?
I've been to WonderCon, I've been to Long Beach Con, and this is my second year doing Comic Fest, and without question, this is the only one I've ever turned a profit at, so it would have to be Comic Fest.
Is it just because of the smaller venue, or is it because of just people's love for comic books are more prominent here than at other pop culture fests, really?
I'd say probably because it's a smaller venue. At a bigger show, people, they feel more hassled, they feel more harried, they only get a certain amount of time. Some people only get a day, if even that.
You've been pretty much pushing everything independently because you've been having trouble trying to get in with major magazines like Mad. Was there any other type of magazines or other publications that you might have looked into that perhaps may have been interested in your work?
No, Mad was the only one that was left. Crack magazine was gone by that point. Crazy was gone before I was born even. I'd looked at Nickelodeon magazine thinking they might be an avenue, but before I even had a chance to apply, they went under. So Mad was all that was left, and they said they don't do comics like this or like mine anymore. So it's just, went out on my own, and you know what? I'm pretty darn happy doing it. I have full reign over my characters. I decide what happens. I don't have an editor breathing down my neck every 5 seconds saying make it funnier or make it like this comic. And I'm just having a good time being a creator.
Is that probably the main perk about having an independent series? Just being able to have that actual freedom to pretty much do what you want. You really have no filter or anything like that, or does that perk outweigh having that income of somebody who is as seasoned as being on a Mad magazine or a Crack magazine? What's the pros and cons of being independent, I guess, would be the best question.
The biggest con is that there's just no money in it, but that doesn't really bother me too much, because if I was making money, that means it would be work, and work would mean it's a chore, and nobody likes chores. I'm having a lot of fun just drawing and creating my own stories. That's probably the biggest perk of being an independent artist. You make your own decisions, and also you're not getting your direct feedback from some guy in a suit sitting in a chair chomping on a cigar looking at money figures. You're getting direct feedback from the fans who tell you, hey, this sucks, or hey, this is funny. I love that. I love that, through social media I get to interact with people and they can make their suggestions. These sketch cards that I'm doing right here before you, these are all fan-suggested cards. So I think the Mystery Science Theater 3000 set is the only one that just out of the blue I did by myself. Everything else, the fans are saying, we want to see your versions of these characters. So that's how that came about. And that's why I like being an indie artist.
Cool. I noticed you have a lot of these cards right here that you've done pretty much your own take on your own rendition of these pop culture icons, pretty much. Out of all these, what was the one that you enjoyed doing the most? Which one was your favorite, or which one is so coveted that you wouldn't even want to part with it?
I gotta say the King Ghidorah set that I did was probably the hardest one to part with, because it took me 5 hours to make that set, and if you're gonna love any one Godzilla monster, it might as well be the most badass one there was. But with that being said, my bank account's draining, so yeah, it had to go. If somebody offered, I was gonna sell it. But as far as the cards that I had the most fun doing, it was the Mystery Science Theater 3000 set. I grew up on that show. It's one of the things that made me want to be creative and write for a living. And I thank God every day that my Aunt Marisa introduced me to that show back when I was 6 years old. So those were the most fun to do.
I noticed you got a couple of books here. This one's Blame It on the Dog. You have another one here called Bird in the Bush and Fork in the Road. Tell me a little bit about these books. What how these came about, or what were these were part of your these were actually part of your website. Is that correct?
These are collected volumes of the books. A lot of people are saying that, if I put out a book, they get it. A lot of those people are not following through on that promise, but, they're there if they want them, and they're just collected volumes. They have extra work in there for people that are interested. And the covers, they're just, I'm a silly person at heart, so I just did these silly covers based on old sayings, I freely admit I did get this one from the Muppet movie. If you're gonna steal from the best, and also give credit where credit's due. Jim Henson, God bless you. God bless your soul. This is John Esparza here. You can find my work at johnscrazystuff.blogspot.com. You can also find my new series, Bubble Fox, at bubblefox.thecomicseries.com on Comic Fury.
At particular shows, because we're going to go to San Luis Kamikaze, we could sell this graded book for $75 at the show. But conservatively, I would say about 40 normal. Bedlam number 8, I would say about 40. But you can go to, there are 3 different grading companies.
CGC is the first.
CGC is the first. The second one is PX, whatever, I don't know, I don't care, I hate their grading. And there's a new one, it came from actually the old president for CGC, he was our top grader. Can't remember his name right now, but
isn't his name Campbell?
I'm not too sure. But he's gonna come. He started his own new company. I can't think of the name offhand. So those are where you can actually go and get the books graded.
This shadow one is probably about $80.
That's fun to do. These grading books is something. If you want your books to last a bit longer, or this is something you want to, if you're a dealer, this is something you can invest in to actually make more money on. Because a graded book means. Because typically this is what somebody who has gotten paid, who's gotten to be a licensed grader, we tell you actually what grade this is. Because you got near mint, you got mint, near mint, fine plus, good plus poor, and fair, all that. So this person's going to be able to go, you know what? This is this grade book. So now you have a specific price line you can actually go and look up when you're pricing right.
Is that Ricky? That's too bad. Well,
So real quick, Rich, what is Comic Fest to you?
Comic Fest is my vacation. Okay. Most comic conventions are my vacation because I work a regular job throughout the entire year. So when I get to a convention, it's more of a vacation for me than a job because I enjoy doing it.
So in a nutshell, it's your vacation.
Yeah, it's my vacation. I mean, I have a good time here. I enjoy the people. I enjoy the company. I enjoy selling. I enjoy buying if I buy. It's just a way for me to go around and enjoy myself in the year.
All right. Now let me ask that one more time with the microphone. This is probably one of the coolest booths. No, this is probably the coolest booth in here. For the simple fact, this has like everything. This is the only booth I know that actually sells video games. Got some Wii games over here. We got some Xbox games.
I'm out of Nintendo 64. Don't say Nintendo 64. People get mad.
No N64, guys. But look, Robotech merchandise. And so you had this other figure, is that right?
I do. I have a Max Sterling figure that I got for you.
That's right, guys. I was an action figure.
I believe it. That was in no reference to Naruto, by the way.
Naruto, okay. That went right over my head.
It's a U.S.
That's just, I am man crushing. I used to a long time ago. What I used to do is I used to take GI Joes, and we used to pretend they were Han Solo and Carbonite. So what we would do is we'd bury them in the sand and then uncover them like they were fossil dig.
Wow!
And so it looked like Carbonite. And I wish we had. This was back in 4th grade, and I really wish we had cell phones back then. We would have been
Taking so many pictures.
There would have been so many pictures of like Flint and Lady J and Carbonite. And
Dude, we used to bury them and put like a firecracker.
I did that with the Hulk Hogan action figure, and you know what? It survived.
Although Hulk Hogan action figure was just like,
It was a thumb wrestler.
Oh god! I was thinking of the LGN where he's like this.
No. We actually had a thumb wrestler of Hulk Hogan, and what I did was we shoved an M80 up the back end.
Oh damn!
And we put a bunch of GI Joes around him to cover the blast, kind of. It went off. All the GI Joes exploded, but Hulk Hogan survived. It just had like the dust.
Because what you gonna do with Hulkamania? Bust ass on you.
I'm here with Ricky Simons. This is the voice of Gur, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, how's it going?
So, God, man. So, I guess the first question is, how you been? What you been up to all this time, man? I mean, Zen was such a great, cartoon. Gur's actually one of my all-time favorite cartoon characters. Love the voice and everything. But obviously, there's no more Zim right now, and it's syndication. So, what you been up to all this time, man?
Well, I do lots of stuff. Besides voice acting, I'm also a background actor in movies. I was in Argo. I also make comics with my wife, Tavisha. And we have a new series we're working on called The Trinkets of the Sad Circus by the Sea. And you can read that at our website right now called tavicat.com. That's T-A-V as in Victor, I-C-A-T.com, Tavicat. And doing lots of little things. I don't know, lots of stuff. I colored the. I'm also a background painter in animation, so I helped color the Jackie Chan adventures. I have worked on lots of comics and stuff. I don't even know the list. Things. Oh. Yeah.
Have you done any other voice work besides Gur? I mean, so far Gur's the only one I know of, but did you do any other voice acting?
Gur is the main thing. They have me still do him every once in a while. They bring me in to do video games and stuff with him in it. But I've been doing mostly I mostly do auditions for things that never happen. But I seem to do more of the movie stuff than I do the voice acting. And I've also been helping out students at the American Film Institute with their short films. But I did do an audition last week for Disney for a new show. So hopefully that happens. But no, I don't think anything you would know of as far as Gur famous-y things. Yeah.
Cool, man. So were you pretty much just invited to Comic Fest, or did you just find out about it and be like, hey, I want to come on check it out?
They asked me to show up, so I showed up. It was very nice.
So is this your first Comic Fest?
Yes, this is my first Comic Fest. This is the 13th convention I've gone to this year. I go to about 18 a year.
So were you at the SD Comic Con?
San Diego Comic Con, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So basically, experience this besides the big San Diego Comic Con. I guess my last question would be, what's your personal definition of Comic Fest? How do you feel about it, the whole vibe, everything?
It's very homey, very comfortable. It reminds me more of I've been going to conventions since I was 13 in 1983, And this reminds me more of that style of convention. It was very more cozy. Which is actually was kind of interesting because some of the toys here are some of the same toys I saw in 1983 for the first time, but they're just older. They've got more dents on them. But yeah, it's a nice little cozy convention. I like it. It's nice.
Cool, man. Well, Mr. Simons, thank you so much for your time. And God, enjoy the rest of the convention. You got a panel going on later, right? 2 o'clock. Okay, well, I'll be there. Thanks. Okay, so I'm at the steampunk table. This is I guess this is the unofficial or official steampunk table here at Comic Fest.
Somewhat official and unofficial. Both Elizabeth and myself are special guests here at the San Diego Comic Fest. We were invited as part of the steampunk track. My name is Madeline Holly Rosing, and I'm the writer-creator of the steampunk comic Boston Metaphysical Society, which is about an ex-Pinkerton detective and his spirit photographer partner who battled supernatural forces in late 1800s Boston. And this is Elizabeth Wittasson.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Wittasson. I do the Dark Victorian series, which is a novel series. And it's 1880s supernatural mechanical London. Criminals are resurrected to fight crime. And my main character is an artificial ghost, and her partner is a talking skull.
Yeah, and currently my comic, it's a 6-issue miniseries. We're up to chapter 4. This is the cover of chapter 4. And you can tell that's Samuel Hunter. He is the ex-Pinkerton detective. Granville Woods is his science guy. And Caitlin O'Sullivan is a medium and spirit photographer. And they make up what's called the Boston Metaphysical Society, which is essentially a paranormal detective agency.
I like that.
Thank you.
So I mean, so you were pretty much invited. That's how you learned about Comic Fest, or how'd you?
We knew of it, but yes, we were invited specifically to be guests here. Yes.
So now that you've got it, is this your first? This is your first one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So in a nutshell, if you can go ahead and just tell me what Comic Fest means. What is Comic Fest to you? You know, your best definition of it so far.
It's a very family-friendly, easygoing Comic-Con that if you've never been to one before, this is probably a good place to start. It's not overwhelming or intimidating, and you really get a chance to talk to the artists and creators here in a very relaxed atmosphere.
Yeah, I echo what she says. It's one of those stress-free, no pressure kind of place to just hang out, talk directly to your creators that you want to meet, to shop, and to dress up. Yeah.
What do you guys think of this has been essentially, personally, the most offensive remake or reboot to you guys individually? The most offensive? Yeah, the ones that's really irked you, it's got under your skin.
Cinderella 2.
That's fair.
Is it weird that I kind of like Cinderella 3 just because of this? Ooh. I mean, not in the sense of how it was done, but it was an intriguing story at least of like what happens if the other sister. I don't know. I'm the one that bought it.
Kind of weird.
We were talking about it earlier. I don't know if it's the most offensive, but I think the whole what's going on with Spider-Man / Amazing Spider-Man. You know, we were just saying earlier that it just feels like they're making Spider-Man movies just to hold on to that name. And, fine, but still make, something decent. Don't just rush things out just because of, you just gotta keep on to a franchise.
You gotta hold on to the rights.
Yeah. So that's just, it's not so much the most offensive as it's just the weirdest situation.